I'm Brock Jameson, and I'm accompanied by my co-host Nick Poland. Welcome to the More Than a Game podcast. It's our mission to demonstrate how football is more than a game. Beyond the X's and O's, we plan to discuss how the game of football has an effect on our everyday lives. Nick and I have built a friendship with our common love for football. We want to share our ideas with the rest of the multimedia universe. All right, segment 1, kickoff. So we're going to start with our review booth. We'll still cover 3 games. We won't go very far in depth with them. To all our listeners, we're crunched for time this week, so brevity is the name of the game with this podcast. And with segment 3, Between the Hashes, our main topic, you guessed it, it's the NFL trade deadline. Segment 4, we've got our typical college football review, our Saturday rundown. And we're going to skip your best bets this week. We had a pretty bad week last week. And we'll move to segment 6, which is the scouting report. We're broke from last week's betting. So
I
go
failed
straight.
miserably. It was bad. It was bad.
Yeah. Yep. I didn't win any of mine.
None. I failed miserably.
So scouting report, instead of 6 games, ladies and gentlemen, we'll do 3 games. And from there, we'll close out the podcast. So the first game we're going to talk about that happened last Sunday was the Minnesota Vikings defeated the Detroit Lions 27-24. J.J. McCarthy throws for 2 touchdowns. Aaron Jones runs for 78 yards. Jared Goff had an impressive performance, 284 passing yards and 2 touchdowns, but it's not enough. The Minnesota Vikings gain a big lead in the first quarter, and they're able to hold on to it throughout the rest of the game to win 27-24.
Nah, this is a game. I'm definitely going to say I'm shocked. I'm going to be for real with myself here for a second. I'm looking back at it, and I've never been a big Vikings believer all season. They've kind of been missing, but they've kept games close. Even with Carson Wentz as quarterback, they had a few close games. I know when they were in London and they played the Steelers, they played good football.
That
They
game was in
almost won the
Dublin,
game.
Ireland.
Oh, it was in Ireland. That's right. The first game in Ireland. That's
They
right.
played the Cleveland Browns in London.
That's right. Good call there. I do know it was an early morning game. I did watch it, but even with Carson Wentz and everybody was like, this Vikings team sucks, they always kept it interesting. They always got their receivers involved no matter who was under center. And yeah, they played a divisional opponent. The Lions, they're a solid team, but they've proven they're beatable, and the Vikings got on top, man. I want to say I'm shocked.
Yeah.
I am, but it's kind of hey, we're still here. This is kind of a message out to the rest of the NFL. What do you think?
Yep, 17-14 at half. They're the first to score in the third quarter to get that 24-14 lead, and the Detroit Lions were not able to surmount that. They scored it was a 10-point game with 3 minutes left in the fourth. Detroit made it interesting by scoring a touchdown with 2 minutes left to make it a 3-point game. It was more of a 10-point deficit. So Minnesota, we said crank or tank. I said tank, but they're obviously playing better football with J.J. McCarthy, so they're still very much in playoff contention. Next up, we got the Indianapolis Colts fell to the Pittsburgh Steelers, believe it or not, 27-20.
Yeah, it's crazy. This is the Daniel Jones we saw back with the New York Giants. A lot of it is that Steelers defensive line. TJ Watt was all over him. They got all types of pressure on Daniel Jones, caused him to make mistakes. He was throwing interceptions. I'm not saying I don't believe in the Colts. I think the Colts are still one of the best teams in the AFC because they got talent everywhere, but they kind of showed we might be, we're pretty beatable. We are beatable. We're still good, but this team might not be that. We knew it wasn't going to be permanent. We knew those losses were going to come.
Yeah. No, Indianapolis is still in the 1 seed.
They're still in the 1 seed? Yeah, but who actually expects them to sustain that 1 seed? Does anybody? I don't, and I'm not trying to be a Colt hater here, but before this game, I was telling everybody the Colts will not get the 1 seed. It's just not going to happen. I could see them getting the 2 seed for sure, but
it's 1 game, Nick.
It's
They
But
let's
you
take a
know.
look. Let's take a look at what ESPN says for strength of victory. Because the Chiefs' strength of victory honestly sucks.
It does. It does.
Indianapolis Colts have a 361 strength of victory. It's crazy enough, the highest team in the AFC with strength of victory is Pittsburgh Steelers at 500. But I don't know how that's possible. I guess the Chiefs have a slightly lower than the Colts. Jags are at 488. So I don't know. I guess I'm kind of confused about this strength of victory stat now to know if it's even legitimate. But they still have probably the highest point differential in the NFL, if I had to guess.
That's up there.
They're still probably have the highest points per game, even after this one loss. So
But where I'm coming from this is it's okay. You look at the Colts roster, they have Pro Bowlers everywhere, okay? Almost on every single, like their D line, they've got superstars. Their secondary, superstars. They obviously have one of the best running backs in the NFL. It's like this team is loaded. It reminds me a lot of the Vikings last year, which I've compared a few teams to them. That's how important quarterback play is. Sam Darnold was playing phenomenal, but when it mattered most, he just couldn't get it done. He's doing the same in Seattle right now. We'll see what happens there. But Daniel Jones, I'm telling you, he's props to him. He was playing really good to start the season. I'm not saying he's just gonna suck now, but guys, come on. Daniel Jones is still Daniel Jones. He's got a good roster around him. It's kind of making him look a little bit better than he is. He's got a fantastic running back, but we kind of saw on Sunday he's still Daniel Jones.
yep, the Daniel Jones we all knew so well from the New York Giants. Something I thought about with Daniel Jones is maybe he's playing better now because he's wearing the number he probably wants to wear. No, he wore the number 17 at Duke,
Yeah.
so I can only imagine he wanted to wear it at New York, or maybe he wore 8 in high school and got to wear it again for New York. I don't know. Either way, I'm one of those people that thinks, it's a placebo effect, right? And maybe now that he gets to wear the number he might actually want to wear, maybe that's why he's playing better for the Indianapolis Colts. Just imagine if Patrick Mahomes got to wear number 5.
So good on him. I'm still mad that he did take it because a freaking kicker had the number. It's whatever, but
Santos.
yeah.
Still in the league.
Still in the league, yep.
Not to say he didn't deserve that number.
Nah, he deserved it, but nah.
Daniel Jones wore the number 10 in high school, so he's truly all over the place.
He is.
All right. But back to Patrick Mahomes. Speaking of Patrick Mahomes, we have a tradition unlike any other. The Kansas City Chiefs fall to the Buffalo Bills in the regular season, 28-21. And it's a very typical Chiefs-Bills regular season matchup. Bills play a significantly better game, have a significantly better game plan, and the Chiefs are doing everything in their power just to stay in it. They managed to make it a one-score game, somehow, some way, when in reality, we all know the Buffalo Bills played a much better football game.
Absolutely. Buffalo Bills, congratulations. You guys won your annual regular season Super Bowl. Good job. You did it once again.
The AFC Fall Classic.
Yep. You guys did it again. We can't beat you in the regular season. I don't know what it is, but this is a game where I'm not too upset about. You're right, the Bills just played a better game all around. It's crazy because they had so many injuries on that defensive side, including not having Ed Oliver back there. But that defensive front, they played
up there.
Oh, hell, Patrick Mahomes was rushed on and pressured 52% of dropbacks.
I think he was hit 17 times.
It was 14. It was 14, and it was the most in his career. And his pressures
lowest completion percentage.
3 for freaking 16 for 61 yards and an interception. It was bad.
Bad day for number 15.
The pressure percentage on his dropbacks, 52. That's tied with 2 other games. You know what they were? Buccaneers Super Bowl, Eagles Super Bowl. So, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, people know how to beat the Chiefs, man. I mean, if you can get pressure with 4, I mean,
yeah. That's what it's pretty easy to beat. They blitzed 3 times. They just sent 4 guys, and, man, they were getting home all day.
Yeah, the offensive line played terrible. Jawan Taylor got injured. Wanya Morris came in and just played like a peewee football player. Didn't know how to block anyone. If you're Josh Simmons, you got to get back to Kansas City and help this team out.
He actually is back. I heard he returned to the facility. I believe it was yesterday. So We'll see what
All right.
happens there.
That's good. Jalen Moore, right tackle? Or is Jawan Taylor coming back after the bye? Who knows?
Don't know. It was just it's like Juwan Taylor played bad, but so did Jalen Moore. The whole offensive line minus Creed played bad, including Trey Smith. Believe it or not, they played bad. But there's one part of this game I really want to talk about because the Bills played better than us. I'm not going to be mad about that. But with 6 minutes and 22 seconds left in the third quarter, a certain thing happened. Holmes threw the football, it got tipped in the air, and they called intentional grounding. And I saw it with my own eyes in lifetime that hey, that football got tipped. And they start showing the replays and stuff. It gets tipped. He was throwing to a receiver, it got tipped, it hit the ground. And you know what happens? Do you know what Carl Sheffer says after getting in his little huddle with his little ref buddies for 3 minutes? Hey, the play is non-reviewable. Intentional grounding.
It's true.
It's true, but come on, guys. How many times I've seen, we've all seen as NFL fans where people review intentional grounding. Was this guy inside the box? Was he outside? Okay, like you look at these things. And yes, that is the actual rule, but it was obvious as daylight. It got tipped.
That ball was deflected, yeah.
It was deflected, and it's a game of margins, and when you lose 10 yards, it would have been 3rd and 6, became 3rd and 16. I mean, we ended up having to punt after that. And I'm okay with accepting.
You think the Chiefs would have went for it on 4th and 6th?
They went for it on 4th and 17, dude, and
in
converted.
The fourth quarter. In the fourth quarter.
With 14 minutes left. They had 14 minutes left.
I'd be curious. Where was the ball on the field for the 3rd and 6th that should have been a 4th and 6th?
It was at our own 40. It was at our own 40, and it was going.
I mean, that's
midfield.
Butker range, but you know, they just left some points out there, man.
Yeah.
They went for it on 4th that one time, and I respect when they kicked a field goal at the end of the half, but gosh, you needed to put the ball in the end zone there.
You had to
get yourself. So if you really wanted to get back into this shootout, you really should have put the ball in the end zone to make it 21-17 at half. Yeah. And if you didn't get kick a field goal, you got to score a touchdown your first drive, and they didn't do it. You know.
Yeah.
And you kind of knew after that, like, yeah, Buffalo's probably going to get it and score, and this game's going to be really hard to come back into. I'll tell you what, that interception, like Worthy should have played defense on the ball. Holmes shouldn't have thrown it. Xavier Worthy, you got to help your quarterback out sometimes.
You do.
Commit an OPI. Yeah. Whatever. I mean.
He wasn't really tracking the football very well. He just wasn't. He was running. Yeah, it wasn't good.
Yeah, so bad at tracking the ball. And he never had a chance to catch it. He hasn't really been a good deep threat. There's nothing new. Last year we needed him to be a deep threat, and he wasn't going to be. Speaking of deep threats, the Chiefs were able to get the ball back after Matt Prater missed that field goal. And the Chiefs had time, but gosh, I think in my head I felt like we got that 13-second miracle, and never are we going to have another miracle against the Bills with less than a minute left. I feel like we cashed out. You know, all the miracle magic, all the magic against the Buffalo Bills, the minute miracle magic. We cashed all that out, and the Chiefs will probably never get one of these last-second wins again against Buffalo.
See, probably not, but part of me kind of felt something when that field goal doinked off the upright. This is that magic doo-doo from last year. That's what I was telling everybody. Are we just going to win just because now? Like, it's all lining up perfectly.
Oh, the Chiefs would have won the toss. I guess it doesn't matter if you win the toss anymore. But
yeah,
what if both teams exchanged touchdowns? Imagine if the last team would have went for two. The last team would have went for 2 to win the game in Chiefs-Bills regular season. Like, come on. But we don't got to worry about it. I knew that deep pass to Thornton, I knew that was it. I knew the next play with 3 seconds, I was like, you're probably not going to get another shot like that in the end zone. And I was right because, you know, Mahomes was getting pressured and he threw it off his back foot and the ball landed at the 5 and nobody really had a chance to catch that last one. But that play with Thornton, man, oh my goodness, that one really. Thornton was falling back and
he wasn't
high pointing the ball, which I suppose the ball was thrown so late, or he wasn't in a position to where he could high point it. He didn't have his feet underneath him. He had to dive back to try and catch it. And him diving back to try and catch it, it just gave the defense the opportunity to make a good play on the ball.
Absolutely.
But man, the Bills secondary, Bishop, like, man, they have not been good all year, but they played the game of their lives
They did.
against
They
the
all
Chiefs.
did.
Joey Bosa was like the Joey Bosa of 2016. Like, I don't know where it came from, but
Dude
like
was
he
unstoppable.
I mean, he was going up against like, backup tackles, let's be honest.
Yeah.
So Rousseau was cooking Jalen Moore,
Mm-hmm.
and that's ultimately why the Chiefs lost the game.
That's true.
Mahomes is good. This offense is good when Mahomes has time to throw, but when Mahomes doesn't have time to throw, that's when our offense sucks.
Nope.
And we needed a lot of really deep threats to try and even get those 21 points on the board, I mean, it wasn't consistent offense.
No, not at all. I will say this before we move off of this game. Josh Allen, you're married to an actress, okay? She acts. She's good at it. You're not. Your flops are very obvious as daylight. If a dude just taps your head and you go, "Ugh," like, come on. Everybody calls it out. You are the biggest flopper in the NFL. Leave the acting to your wife. You play
Yeah, that's
football.
right.
You play football.
That was a good one. That was a good one, Nick. Well, the Chiefs fall to 5-4 and currently in 8th place in the AFC, so not in the playoffs at the season ended today, but good thing it doesn't.
One,
Another thing
1-3
about
on
the
the road.
Chiefs, 1-3 on the road. You've lost to the two teams that are in front of you. And that Jacksonville, that tiebreaker is going to be deadly. That Jacksonville tiebreaker is going to be some serious trouble. You
Yes.
haven't the opportunity to right the ship against the Chargers, but man, if you and Jacksonville are tied at the end, man, they've got that tiebreaker over us and could be scary around week 16 and week 17, but
It could be.
I think that I mean Jacksonville barely beat Vegas, so I don't think Jacksonville's going to pan out.
Yeah. But as while you bring up that Vegas Jacksonville game, let's all-time NFL record, 68-yard field goal. Got to give props for that.
Who
Fantastic.
hit it? The
I can't
Jags
remember
kicker?
the Jags kicker. I don't remember his name, but
Oh
he
my
could
gosh, he made to win the game?
not to win the game, but
Oh,
he did kick a 68-yard field goal, which is an NFL record. And if you watch it,
that is the NFL
he
record.
it's an NFL record, and there was like not much air on the ball. He kicked it, and it just so much power went straight. It was like a bullet almost. It went maybe 30 yards in the air at most. No, like 20. Like it didn't
It's a
loft up.
kickoff.
It was
It's a kickoff,
it was a kickoff. He kicked it so
You
hard,
just
and it
gotta kick it as hard as you can and hope that it
yeah,
goes straight.
yeah,
You
and
can't
that's what he
aim.
did.
Any field goal above 65 yards, line it up and say a prayer. And you just try and launch that thing as hard as you can, and you just gotta hope that it's gonna cross. I mean, you can't aim, hook it, draw it. Like,
Yeah,
nah, when you're 65 or further, honestly, I mean, I guess it's probably the case with 60. Like when you're 60 and further, you just kick it as hard as you can and hope it goes in.
that's all you can do. That's all you can do.
But the Chiefs have to sweep Denver if they want to win the AFC West. Denver's got too big of a lead right now. Their schedule's probably weaker. I think Denver was third place in the West last year.
Yep.
So they've got this third place schedule. So yeah, Denver's schedule is weak, and yeah, the Chiefs really do have to sweep Denver if they want to win the AFC West. So they got the bye week to prepare from the first time, and then the Chiefs Christmas Day. We know what happened the last time Chiefs played Denver at Arrowhead on Christmas Day.
Dontari Poe threw a touchdown pass.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. I said brevity, so we're done with the Chiefs. Sorry, guys, we have to talk about the Chiefs a little bit. We had to get it out of our system. Haven't had a chance. Moving on to our main topic, which is the NFL trade deadline. Our Kansas City Chiefs didn't do anything, which is no surprise because
Almost though. We offered a 4th-round pick for Brees Hall, and the Jets said no. We wanted a 3rd. It almost happened, but it
I would
didn't.
have
So
given up a third, man. I mean,
I would have too. I would have too. It's like, come on.
we need a staple at the running back position. We just don't have it.
Kareem Hunt is a short yardage back. He always gets those 2-3 yards. He's good on 3rd and 1s, but we don't have that explosive running back. We haven't had one in the Mahomes era. Well, Okay, Kareem Hunt in 2018, yeah, but outside of that, we just haven't had a
Pacheco was good in 22.
22. He was good.
His rookie season, he was good. And
Yeah.
23, I'll say like not as good, but still fine. Past 2 seasons, he just ever since his injury, we all know he just hasn't been the same player.
Which sucks because I actually feel like he was coming back to his old form before he got hurt. It was like he was finally kind of running over people again, that angry style. But what do you know? He gets hurt again. Are we gonna have to wait another season before we see that version of Pacheco? I don't know. Hopefully not.
He'll probably be back after the bye.
But I'm talking about that version. It was like I know last time it was a fibula injury, 'cause, like, he couldn't, like, bulldoze people like he did his first year, and he just would get tackled the moment he hit somebody. Is that gonna happen again? Not the moment he comes back from another injury, is he gonna start from square run, uh, and just, not do anything? We saw that yeah, that's what I'm worried about.
Now, the Jets traded Quinnen Williams to the Dallas Cowboys for a first round pick.
Yeah, that's big. Quinnen Williams is a
Um,
monster.
yeah, and of
It's
course, right before the Chiefs play him,
yeah, yeah.
Trey Smith is like, gosh dang it.
It's Quentin Williams is a monster. It actually sucks. What's Quentin Williams? What's his current situation as far as money? How much does he cost right now?
Like
Probably a lot.
45 million or
So it's
something.
like,
He
okay,
was the highest paid DT. Yeah, he beat out Aaron Donald after he signed.
if I'm a Cowboys fan, you can't tell me you're a little upset right now because Jerry Jones says he couldn't afford Micah Parsons, right? You trade him away just so you can give a first rounder and get Quentin Williams and pay him big money. Quentin Williams plays on the D line. It's a little different, yeah. But come on, I mean, you broke Cowboy fans' hearts by getting rid of their superstar defensive player just to prove, hey, you can spend all this money and draft picks to get a defensive player. So to me, it doesn't really make much sense. I think that middle linebacker spot just means more than the defensive line, but that's a little off topic though. Quentin Williams' move is still, he's a beast. So yeah.
Just trying to replace Micah Parsons. That's all.
Yeah.
And then the Jets also trade Sauce Gardner to the Indianapolis Colts, one of the contenders in the AFC, for another first round draft pick, correct? For another first round draft pick, correct?
2 first round
Two.
draft picks.
So wow. And in the next 2 years, they've got 5 first round draft picks, correct?
Yeah.
So in 26, this upcoming one, don't they just have their own and they
Mm-hmm.
have Colts, correct? And then
Yes.
in 27, that's when they get Cowboys. They've got their
Yep.
own Cowboys and Colts in 27.
Yep. Yep.
All right. The Jets, yeah, power move by them. It's just that you really need to hit on these 5 draft picks. Of these 5 draft picks, 3 of them need to be stars.
It was
If
the
you
right
if
move by the Jets because look, we all know cornerbacks age very early on, especially once they hit their 30s. They don't really exactly play the same. So the Jets, let's be honest, sorry Jet fans, you're not any good. And Sauce Gardner, while he has this value, you get what you can. And that's exactly what they did. So 2 first round picks. That was the right move for the Jets. You're not a contender right now. Get the most you can out of Sauce Gardner. And that's what they did.
another thing is like the Indianapolis Colts, I mean they're going for a Super Bowl. I mean
Yeah.
I think they know this is a weak year in the AFC, and they know they're sitting at the number 1 seed, and they're like, let's make a Super Bowl run, and they made a big move to try and make that happen. So
Yeah.
kudos to them because you gotta go for it.
Mm-hmm.
You can't really expect like Super Bowl runs to fall in your lap, and when you know you've got a team with a lot of moving parts, you got to capitalize on it. And MLB teams do it all the time at trade deadlines. They go pick someone up when they're really trying to win that World Series. The Kansas City Royals did it in 2015. They picked up Johnny Cueto, a pitcher, because they just knew like we have a chance to win a World Series now, and we're probably never going to have a chance again.
Yeah.
Which
No.
was good insight on their part, and they went and won that World Series in 2015, and we can enjoy it for another 30 years until they win another one. So,
Yeah.
but that was the story behind Sauce
Yeah.
Gardner.
And
And
I
I also
will.
know Jacoby Myers
Yeah.
went
That's another
to the
one.
Seattle Seahawks. That was an awesome move. I'm a big Jacoby Myers fan. Makes
I am
Vegas a
too.
weaker team for when the Chiefs play them. And I'm a big Jacoby Myers fan. He was on my fantasy team last year, a big sleeper pick. The Seahawks only got better, and the team is 7-2, and they only got better with that pick. So we'll see if the Seahawks, just like the Colts, sitting at the top of the NFC, we'll see if the Seahawks make that Super Bowl run.
They really could, and this could be a topic for another day. And you know what? It is going to be a topic for another day because the NFC is all over the place. So it's doable. It's doable for the
The
Seahawks.
NFL's all over the place.
It's all over the place. Like who? You know what? I'm sorry. I'm going to get into it for 30 seconds here. Who's the best team in the NFC right now? The Lions just lost to the Vikings. The Packers, they just lost
Philadelphia
Kraft.
Eagles.
Philadelphia
Philadelphia
Eagles.
Eagles are the best
Okay.
team.
Okay.
You got to admit it.
You
Defending
have
Super
to.
Bowl champs. They obviously hit a bump in the road. I mean, every
They
team
did.
does.
Yep.
They've made it past that bump in the road. They're back to their normal selves. They won pretty favorably this week, right?
They did.
It was an early kickoff game,
Yeah,
and I just don't remember exactly what happened. But either way, the Philadelphia Eagles are the best team in the NFC.
for sure.
But what were you trying to say? Sorry.
I think I was trying to back to the Sauce Gardner thing. So my comments on the Colts earlier, I was like somewhat kind of talking them down. That was my opinion prior to the Sauce
Oh,
Gardner
the
move.
Eagles were on bye. My bad. The Eagles
They're
were
on
on bye.
bye. Gotcha. But no, the Sauce Gardner thing, real quick. It's so my comments on the Colts earlier, it was prior to the. Those were my opinions prior to the Sauce Gardner move. But I'm not gonna lie, because the Colts do have a amazing roster, and it's like adding Sauce Gardner to that right now is actually terrifying. They're such a good team now. Well, they have been, but Sauce Gardner, people have kind of overlooked him because he's played with the Jets. He's a top 3 cornerback in the NFL without a doubt. The dude, he's an island. He literally holds an island. So that's scary. This Colts team is actually good, and they could make a run in the playoffs. So that'll be my last comment on the Sauce Gardner thing.
Lost in the South.
Yep,
Myles Garrett should have been traded.
I agree.
Patriots did something. Jaguars got somebody. I don't know who they got. I remember the Jaguars picked somebody up. I actually might have made a mistake.
I think you
Myers might have
did.
went to the Jaguars.
Yep,
I
he
think
went to the
Jacoby.
Jaguars. He didn't go
Dang
to the
it!
Seahawks. He went to the Jaguars. I'm seeing that right
That
now.
all that content, all that content. Oh my gosh! All right, Jacoby
That
Myers
changes
is.
everything.
uh,
See, now
Ja-
that's actually scary because Jacoby Myers, we both love him as a receiver, and this Jaguars team, not to bring the Chiefs back into it, but they owe that tiebreaker against us, and that's a good move by them. They might win some games and get a pretty good spot in the playoffs. That is a good
yeah.
weapon for
So
Trevor
Jacoby
Lawrence.
Myers goes to the Jacksonville Jaguars. I misspoke earlier, and Travis Hunter is now on injured reserve, and Brian Thomas Jr. is injured with an ankle. Of course, they get injured after they play the Chiefs. And Rashid Shaheed, I think, went to the Seattle Seahawks. Yep,
That sounds
Rashid
right. Yep.
Shaheed from the New Orleans Saints went to the Seahawks, which is still a great pick for them. I think I like Rashid Shaheed more than Myers, if I'm being honest. He couldn't stay on the field last year, but he was having a great season last year. He just couldn't stay on the field. I like him more than Myers. Jacoby Myers was traded shortly before Rashid Shaheed, which is why I think the Seahawks didn't get him. But they shopped and they found somebody.
Yeah.
The Baltimore Ravens acquired edge rusher Dremont Jones from the Tennessee Titans.
Good move. Good move.
The Patriots were looking at Chris Olave.
They were. I did see that. I was going to say, I don't really recall them picking anybody up. I know they were interested.
Right. Yep, it mentions that Brees Hall really wanted to go to the Chiefs. He requested to be traded and couldn't get the deal done.
It's just crazy that all the Jets wanted is a 3rd-round pick and nobody offered that. That's insane.
Yep. Which team wins the most from this trade deadline? I have to say it's either the Colts or the Seahawks. I'm gonna have to say Seahawks getting Rashid Shaheed is the move for them because imagine having him next to Smith and Jigba. I think that's more terrifying in an offensive league. Don't get me wrong, Sauce Gardner is a great move, but it's an offensive league, and one defensive player is not gonna make your defense like astronomically better.
It's fair. Are you strictly talking about this year or in general? Because if we're talking in general, I actually think it's the Jets. I think them getting 3 first-round picks in
No, I'm
these
talking about
trades
this season.
this season, okay. This season, then I gotta go with the Jaguars and with Jacoby Myers because that is a killer weapon for Trevor Lawrence. The dude's gonna be so much more receivers make a quarterback's job so much easier. It's day and night. As long as get protected and people get open, all you gotta do is throw a good ball, right? Like that's your job is it's still hard, but man, you don't have to do as much when you have good receivers. And Jacoby Myers is just he's such I love the dude. I loved him when he was coming out of college. The dude was insane. I hated when he went to the Raiders, but yeah, Jaguars. They went from being a good team to a better team. And like you said, it's an offensive league, so one receiver does make a difference.
On to segment 4, which is our Saturday Showdown. It's when we review NCAA football Division I FBS. So Texas beat Vanderbilt. Yes, they did. We'll see if Vanderbilt can stay in the college football ranking. Utah destroyed Cincinnati like we all expected. And I know I was predicting that Maryland would upset Indiana, but Indiana steamrolled them 55-10. I was wrong on that one. No surprise, it was a bit heavy underdog. Oklahoma and Tennessee. I think Oklahoma won that game.
Yeah.
Yep, Oklahoma beat them 33-27.
Crazy. I expected Tennessee to win that game. That's what I predicted.
And in the first official college football rankings, no surprise, Ohio State is number 1. Indiana's number 2, Texas A&M is number 3, and the Alabama Crimson Tide are at number 4. Notre Dame is at number 10. Texas jumps up to 11. So we all thought the Texas Longhorns season was over, but it's obviously not if they're number 11 in the college football rankings. Vanderbilt's on the outside looking in. Miami's on the outside looking in after 2 embarrassing losses. And finally, Utah Utes are sitting at 13. They're just waiting for one of those Big 12 teams to slip up, whether it's BYU or Texas Tech. And then the Utah Utes will be the next Big 12 team to take that spot.
Heck yeah.
Schedule for the weekend. What games we got coming up? Indiana's facing Penn State. BYU, Texas Tech. College
That's
game
a
day is
good
definitely going to be
one.
there. It's a Big 12 game. It's like the Big 12 game of the year, let's be honest. These two teams are probably going to play in the Big 12 championship game, but they're facing each other. It's in Lubbock, Texas. I got to go with the Red Raiders on that one. You know, Patrick Mahomes alumni. Fun fact, I've actually stepped foot. I went to midfield of the AT&T Stadium, which is not only the Cowboy Stadium, but AT&T Stadium is also the name for Texas Tech Stadium. And I actually went I went and visited when I was on a road trip, and it was in July. No one was really on campus. The door to the stadium happened to be open. The gate to the field was open, and I just waltzed right in and took a selfie of myself on midfield. I mean,
Wait,
it was the
wait,
cool.
no. Hang on a second. So you're telling me nobody was there, like no security or anything. You just walked right on in.
There were some, like, I think they were soccer recruits who were walking on the field, but like I just went on the field and acted like I belonged and I waved hello at everyone. People were just nice and they just let me through. I'll show the picture on my webcam. It's from July of 2021 when I was on a road trip. I was a teacher on summer vacation and I just had like all the free time in the world. Yeah. Let me make sure the webcam can see. This is me, AT&T Stadium, just at the 50-yard line,
Wow. That's
just like straight up
insane.
chilling. Just homeboy chill. Oh, that's too close. Yeah. I'm just chilling right here, you know,
Yeah.
at midfield at Texas Tech Stadium. It was the coolest thing ever.
That is awesome. I did not know that.
Yeah, it was the bomb diggity. Moving on. We got Ohio State's playing Purdue, nothing huge there. Give me those ranked matchups. Texas A&M against Missouri. Um, the SEC is so unpredictable. I'm gonna say Missouri beats Texas A&M. The game's at Columbia, Missouri. So yeah, I'm gonna say Missouri beats Texas A&M.
That's going to be a
No,
really
Notre
close.
Dame. Notre Dame was gonna play Navy to be undefeated, but Navy did drop a game. I like the Irish to win because I just think the Irish are going to win those 4 games and secure that college football playoff spot. Let's find another game. Oregon and Iowa, 9th ranked team versus the 20th ranked team. I think Oregon's a good football team. They've only lost to Indiana. Fun fact, Oregon's actually scheduled to play Ohio State if they can win their first round game. And that's going to be a wicked college football playoff rematch if Oregon goes up against Ohio State again. Oregon will be out for revenge.
Absolutely. That'd be a good one.
So maybe I want Oregon to lose so they don't move too far up in the rankings. No,
I don't
all
think they
jokes
will,
aside,
though.
Oregon will win that game.
They will. They'll win that game.
And college football, I gotta believe college football game day is at the Texas Tech.
BYU.
They gotta be in Lubbock, Texas. Lubbock,
Mm-hmm.
Texas is a good place to be. Oh, they haven't announced where they're going yet.
Still? That's wild.
Yep, they will be in Lubbock, Texas. It has been confirmed for BYU and Texas Tech. All right. Now we're going to preview the games. First game we got to preview, we got the Minnesota Vikings against the Baltimore Ravens. 2 teams that are around 500. We chose this game because we think it's going to be a good one. Nick, what do you got for the predictions?
You're actually going to be a little shocked here. I expect a pretty high scoring game. I expect Jackson and McCarthy to just they're both kind of getting back into rhythm. I expect a shootout. Both teams will score 30 points. And I predict the Minnesota Vikings to come out on top 34-31 with a last second field goal.
I like Baltimore, and I'm just going to stick with it. If you're going to make a race for the AFC North, you can't afford to lose to a team that has a 500 record. This is one of the toughest games left on their schedule, I would imagine, because their schedule is just so top heavy that, man, it really frees up at the end. Let's see what their schedule looks like. New England and Pittsburgh, I guess Green Bay too. Yeah, they can't afford to lose this one. So I'm going to pick Baltimore Ravens. Probably not that high of a score, but I'll be right underneath you and I'll say 31-27.
You got to remember, the Vikings can't afford to lose this game either. You got to look at it from that perspective. So, yeah.
But I just think Baltimore's better in a we can't lose this game kind of game. Next up, we got New England Patriots playing against Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We haven't talked about Tampa. They had a bye last week. Time to bring them back to the forefront.
I actually think this is going to be a low-scoring game. To be honest with you, a lot of people weren't expecting that. They're like, okay, 2 MVP candidate quarterbacks. The Bucs, they don't like to just blow people out of the water. They play close. And the Patriots, they'll score 20 points a game, but their receivers, they're not like all-stars. They're not superstars. They're Stephon Diggs outside that Bills game hasn't done too much. Same for Hunter Henry. If you look at his stats, they're decent, but they're not out of this world. So both teams want to do just enough. They want the W. I do expect the Buccaneers to get a win against the Patriots, 21-19.
Buccaneers are coming off the bye. New England just beat Atlanta by a point.
Mm-hmm. It's a tough one. It is.
Yeah, I just have to go with Tampa. I think New England is not. I don't know how many great teams they've beat. I know they just beat Buffalo. I don't know who else they've beat. So yeah, the favorite is favored towards Tampa as well. Yeah, let's go Tampa Bay.
Heck yeah.
22-13.
Dang. 9 points. Wow.
In our final game, it's a big one. It is Monday Night Football, and we got the Green Bay Packers playing against the Philadelphia Eagles. I believe that game's at Lincoln Financial.
It is. Yeah. Yes, it is. I'm actually going to predict a blowout here. You
No,
said it
it's
yourself.
not. It's at Lambeau.
It's at Lambeau?
Yeah.
Gosh, now I kind of want to freaking change my mind. I was about to say I was expecting a blowout. And you know what? I actually still am. Lambeau's a good place. It's one of the hardest places to play in the NFL. The fans are diehard. Place is historic. This Eagles team, like you said, they had a little slump on the road. They're better now. They've come back to life. This Packers team without Kraft is going that's going to hurt so bad. They're still going to be decent, but they're not going to get it done against the Philadelphia Eagles. I expect the Eagles to win 27-17. Yeah.
This is a tough one. Packers are only 3-point favorites, which means nobody's a favorite. That's what a 3-point spread means, and like nobody's truly a favorite.
Mhm.
And but you just pick the home team to be the favorite in that case. That means it's a wide open. Let's think of matchups. Packers defense, Eagles offense. I think the Eagles offense will win that matchup. Let's
Agree.
see Eagles defense against Packers offense. I mean, Jordan Love's going to have to ball out, play like he did against the Chiefs 2 years ago, like he did against the Pittsburgh Steelers, which it is a primetime game, so I suppose there is an opportunity for that to happen. But I like Philadelphia. I do. Give me Philadelphia. It'll be a low scoring game, 20-14.
14. I love it. And I will say this that the Packers, they allow on average this season 89 rush yards to their opponents. So Saquon Barkley might have a pretty good day. I'm not saying it's going to be outstanding, but it'll be enough to control time of possession.
Yeah, he might hit 100 yards a second time. So, without further ado, Nick, that is why football is.
More than a game.
I'm Brock Jameson. And this is my co-host, Nick Poland. And tune in next week as we discuss, hopefully, contenders versus pretenders. We saved it because we had the trade deadline. If nothing else too juicy comes up, we will be previewing contenders versus pretenders next week. And we'll see you next Wednesday. And we wish you good luck this weekend cheering for your favorite teams on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.